Hi, I'm Phra Goh. I'm a Buddhist monk of the Thai Theravāda tradition. I am currently the advisor to the Buddhist Youth Network, but I'm a resident monk at Palelai Buddhist Temple. I'm born 1985, so this makes me 39 this year. Okay, I became a monk 2008, so I'm a monk for 16 years. Yeah, because we do not have salaries, so we do not have CPF. So during the primary school silent reading period, we are supposed to read storybooks. Those days I did not have storybook, so it was quite challenging for me. So I had no choice. I had to go to my dad's shelf and look at his selection. It's all Buddhist books. So I was like, okay, no choice. I have to read Buddhist books for my silent reading period. Very profound stuff. I have no idea what I'm reading, but that kind of sparked a bit of my interest maybe to become a monk. My parents went through certain crises. They went through like a divorce in my secondary school, so my dad became more religious. So I followed my dad. He brought me to Buddhist events, and eventually I thought, okay, so I decided to become a Buddhist and kind of like use a faith as an anchor point to go through the storm. Yeah. When I was in Polytechnic, before I went to NS, I was serving in the CCA, that's a Buddhist kind of CCA in the Buddhist Society when I was in Singapore Poly. And I got to know various Buddhist temples, Buddhist organizations, joined various activities, and it kind of like got to know some rough picture about the lifestyle and kind of like the so-called market of that religion. So I thought, okay, maybe that is the path forward. In my second year of my NS, before I ORD, so I asked my mom again to allow me to become a monk, and interestingly, she approved. She approved, despite years of persuading her. She kind of rejected. So I asked her why she agreed eventually. So she told me that she went to look for a fortune teller at a certain Taoist temple and asked about my situation. So the fortune teller told her to let me go, let me become a monk, and she agreed. She agreed. So I was like both disappointed and happy at the same time. Disappointed is she doesn't listen to me but listen to the stranger, but I was happy that she she approved. So one of the local monastics told me to go to Malaysia, to ordain. So they some links to Malaysia. Some of the resident monks here, they had certain positions in Malaysia. They are abbot in one of the monastery in Malaysia. So I was referred there, and I got my ordination over in Johor, Malaysia. The ceremony itself, I would say, is pretty short. Maybe less than half an hour. But the preparation in this particular tradition, they require you to memorize the ceremony, the chants. It's pretty long, so it took like close to a month to memorize we use the Pali chanting for the ordination chant. They train us to wear the robes. We must know how to wear the robes. Then of course there is head shaving before that. So the monks shaved our heads. We need to stay in the monastery to be used to that lifestyle. So it's not an immediate thing. It's more like you need to stay there for some time. So for my case, I'm very fortunate, 1 month. So my batch, there are actually 6 monks that ordained altogether. So some of the monks actually stayed in the monastery for a few years and they couldn't get ordained. So only when the conditions are right, they have enough people, enough candidates, then they kind of organize this ceremony. There's 5 years of apprentice training. So the first 5 years we have to follow either a preceptor or a mentor for 5 years to gain our foundation, our grounding. And after 5 years, then we kind of like, we can choose to be independent. Yeah, so for the monastic robes, we only have like one fashion. So this is the only attire we are allowed to wear. Maybe we have certain variations, like if we go outside the monastery, then we cover both shoulders by using the same robe. Yeah, so fashion-wise is just one. We don't have sort of different varieties. So each tradition would have like maybe a specific color. So our tradition probably mostly brown. So for the beds, we're not allowed to sleep on high beds. So normally it's like on the floor, not too luxurious, to kind of keep a simple lifestyle. Maximum for those who have maybe knee problems, they allow a bed frame to the knee height. We have like maybe semi kind of fasting. We call it not eating after noon. So even right now, if we are staying in the monastery, the temple don't prepare any meals after noon time. So they only have breakfast and lunch. So it's more of people who really want to renounce the worldly life, then they choose the monkhood. Yeah. I've encountered local monastics that put on the robes for a number of years and they disrobe. It's not an easy path. So I would say one needs to be very heedful, very careful even, or very hardworking in the spiritual practice, because if you cannot find spiritual contentment, there will be lots of distractions. Okay, in terms of physical items, we relinquish everything. So the only things we're allowed to have when we ordain is one bowl and a set of 3 robes.